Brodsky. Welcome to my cleaning vinyl tutorial 101. Always use mountain fresh spring water. Definitely an essential. Oh yeah. You can see the shine on that one. VG Plus. Beautiful. Beautiful. That cleaned right up. Okay, that was cheesy. Okay, let's go. We're going to the Wenatchee Record Show. See if I strike gold or strike out.
It's a lot easier to shop now.
Eastern Washington is very dry on stores. So is this a new store?
It is. We opened in near downtown Cashmere on April 12th. So we're just over a month old, just off the highway. It's at 111 Railroad Ave.
Well, what made you want to open a record store?
The fact that we don't have one.
It's just crazy. There's one in Walla Walla. There's some in Spokane.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's
Ellensburg.
Oh,
and
there's
that's
that one in Ellensburg, yeah.
And
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
it's a desert for it.
Very cool, very much needed. I'm from Bellingham, Washington. Are you friends with Nico?
Yeah, Nico, and I know Micah at Ritual too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Nico, I've been buying his stuff, and I'm gonna keep their stuff stocked in my local regional section.
That's right.
I turn Ben Dusty in the store all the time.
That's awesome. First album you ever bought?
Tower Records in Times Square, New York.
Dang.
Yeah, 96.
Uh-huh. That's a pretty badass first record to get. Story about the T-Bone.
Which one?
The blues album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this album is super underappreciated. He's a T-Bone Walker was a blues artist.
Uh-huh.
Back in the 60s, there was a blues revival in France. The French people loved blues music.
Uh-huh.
So he flew over there. A lot of people went over there to record Mississippi John Hurt, T-Bone Walker. But this is like blues, but it's mixed with horn, so it's like jazzy.
Ooh. That sounds like something I will definitely dig. And it's a promo too, which is super cool.
And it's easy to listen to. It's fun. It's like my morning coffee.
Ear Candy Music.
Ear Candy Music,
what's your
Missoula,
name?
Montana.
Missoula, Montana.
Yeah, I'm John.
You're a long way from home.
Long way from home. Not as far as I drove last weekend.
Yeah, so he wins the award for most records at the show, all the way down to the end, all the way here. How many records about?
I brought 52 boxes. I should have got a fourth table.
And you carried all of these yourself?
Yeah, I did them all myself.
That's backbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, got a bunch of good stuff from Ear Candy. Let's see what we can do on it.
Yeah, I started back in the 70s.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I used to work in a head shop in New York. I went from New York to Arizona to California, Oregon to Washington.
Okay, so you've
from
seen
Colorado,
the whole world.
Montana.
Wow.
To Vancouver, British Columbia.
Uh-huh.
Back to Oregon, back to Montana, back to Washington.
Bootlegging and how that came about and to meet someone who actually did it.
I started bootlegging probably about 74.
Uh-huh.
And,
What was the first concert that you...
first concert I bootlegged was a Dead show.
Uh-huh.
You know, before they left the taper section. You know, where I had got some real nice equipment, and a friend of mine was telling me, come to the Dead show and record. And so I recorded that, and then I've been recording ever since. There was a time when whenever I went to a show, I had to record it.
Uh-huh.
I felt that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, so every time you went to a show, you had to record it. First one was a Dead show, and then did you listen to them back at home or just recorded them?
Oh, no, I listened to everything back,
Just relive it?
There's some Dead shows that I have that I've listened to like 200-300 times.
Mm-hmm.
Great shows.
What was the best show that you went to? Is there one that stands out?
Show, hard one. Yeah, I don't have a best show. It's like,
Uh-huh.
you know.
I have trouble picking favorites too. It's hard.
The thing is that I can say, well, this show is best, and I'll listen to it again. It's like, oh, wait a minute, this show's better. Mm-hmm. You know, like, there's a 3-run show of, at the Kaiser in 87, I want to say. And those 3 nights, I recorded all 3 nights, and the first night I thought was the best. Mm-hmm. And then after I listened to all the shows back, I thought the second night was the worst. But after I listened back, the second night was the best show, I thought.
Interesting. Okay.
You know, so it all depends on which mood you're in.
Yeah. Had fun coming along with me to Wenatchee. Now we're back on the couch and ready to go through some of the finds that I got at the Wenatchee Record Show. This show was incredible. Much better than I thought it was going to be. Definitely scored a lot of hard to find records, and a lot of records that honestly are going to be really tough for me not to keep. So probably about half of these that I'm going to show might be staying in the personal collection, but this is just a little sneak peek, and I'll probably do like a little flip through on the couch so you can see everything that I picked up. But 2 crates, I got 2 crates worth of stuff. Here is a first one I'm going to show you right off the bat. The Cranberries, No Need to Argue. This is their second album, came out I think in 1994 if I'm not mistaken. It is limited to 1500 on blue wax, which is really cool, a color variant that they did. This features their big hit Zombie on it, and man, what a follow-up to their debut album. Everybody else is doing it, so why can't we? I think this is probably their best overall album. Roadtrip Records is a record store east of Ellensburg, Washington. It's run by a founding member of Screaming Trees, who is a grunge band based out of Ellensburg, Washington. Mark Pickerel, the original drummer, he was the drummer from 1984 until 1991. When he left, he went on to form this band, Truly. I had to pick up a signed copy in person from Mark. I thought that was something I definitely couldn't pass up. If you're not familiar with Truly, check them out. They are a Washington-based grunge hard rock band that really should have more eyes on them. So give them a listen. This is their first full-length album. I think it originally came out in 1995, if I'm not mistaken. I picked up the fabulous Johnny Cash. Who doesn't like the Man in Black? Who doesn't like the Man in Black? A very early Columbia 6i. This was his first record. It came out, I think, had to be the 50s, late 50s. First album on Columbia. Had some great tracks. I Still Miss Someone is probably my favorite on here. Don't Take Your Guns to Town. A lot of good tracks of a very young Johnny Cash there. Really excited to pick that one up. I never see that album, let alone clean, so I feel like that was a good score. Also got April Wine. Mark was super excited that I picked that up. I think I earned some brownie points with him when I grabbed this. I'm not gonna lie, I am born and raised on the 80s April Wine. My dad especially really liked the 80s April Wine, and I heard it on the radio all the time because I grew up close to the Canadian border, so we heard a lot of Canadian radio stations. So I haven't explored a lot of the 70s April Wine, so I'm really excited to get into that. And look at this black cover with no ringwear. That is pretty awesome. There they are on the back. This came out in 1975. My favorite Beatles album of all time, The Beatles, self-titled, the White Album, UK pressing on white vinyl. I'll probably be letting this one go for sale. I don't need every variation of the Beatles White Album, even though it's my favorite. So I have the Japanese mono red version of this album, so I'll probably let that one go to a new home. Picked up some John Prine. I love John Prine. Been really getting into John Prine recently. He's great. I think I like him better than Bob Dylan as far as kind of in that same folky country vein. I mean, arguably not even really a it's probably consensus for the most part, his best album. The Hungarian sensation guitar player. It's jazzy, it's poppy, it's Hungarian. You can really tell like the Hungarian almost folk-like guitar playing. So beautiful. Very appropriate cover. That's kind of the vibe you get when you're listening to this album. Highly recommend it. I don't think it's in print currently. I hope it comes back in print, but not a super expensive album to pick up as far as, for how good it is. But excited to rehome this one. I have an original, and this one will be going to somebody else. So really excited to grab that. I always pick it up when I see it, and I don't see it super often. Never seen this before. Love or hate them. I feel like some people really love to hate this album. You know what? I'm all for it. I like Supertramp, Breakfast in America. I can't hear the one song without thinking of Goodbye Stranger. Always reminds me of The Office and Goodbye Toby from now on. But a lot of really good radio hits on this album. This is part of a promo release kit. So as you can see on the sticky note, 1 out of 100. I looked this thing up on Discogs. 12 people have it. Very, very hard to find. Sold 4 times ever on Discogs. Originally came in this poly sleeve like this, and then also came with the album as well as a promo press kit. This just has the record, but still a very, very rare piece. So I had to grab it when I saw it because it's just really unique. So I picked up Little Nina Simone, I Put a Spell on You. This album is so good. Her rendition of Feeling Good is like nothing else. A lot of it has to do with the horn players just really, oh man, it hits the spot. It's great. I Put a Spell on You also really, really good. Marriages for Old Folks. I love that song as well. You guys know this came originally 3 limited color variants, clear, blue, and orange, and this is the clear one. Really, really, really awesome. I feel like this album propelled them to commercial stardom. A lot of big radio hits on here. Spoon Man, Black Hole Sun, to name 2 of them. So that'll be rehomed since I have a copy myself already. TV on the Radio. This one might be staying with me. I have this album, but I have the Vinyl Me Please. I do not have the original, so I'm going to have to play both of them and see which one I like better. Going back to middle school era, Eminem, The Eminem Show. I remember there was one day in 8th grade we got to bring our compact disc player to school and listen to music all day while we were doing work. I thought that was so cool, and I remember this was one of the CDs I brought with me. I don't think my parents knew I had that CD because they probably wouldn't want me to have owned it if they had known, but like every middle schooler loved Eminem, and this is one of his probably best albums, original press. All American Rejects, Move Along. This features Dirty Little Secret. It's on a limited to, I think it was 600. Clear with a red swirl. I saw them at the Oregon State Fair. I went to go visit my grandparents, and we went to the fair and they dropped us off with the worst seats ever. My sister and I were up in the nosebleeds, way up high, like parallel to the stage. Nobody was there. We were too scared to like move down. But it ends tonight also on here. Move Along, Dirty Little Secret. Another one I've never seen before, Angels and Airwaves. This is an acoustic EP of We Don't Need to Whisper. So very cool and hard to find, just like any Angel and Airwaves record. It's generally tough to get your hands on. So excited to get this. I'm going to listen to this and see if I need to keep it or not, but had to grab it regardless. We have Pantera. Any old 80s Pantera is definitely a score, and I always scoop it when I find it. It is a little rough around the edges, as you can see, but still, it's metal, it plays loud. Still a good copy for a player's copy, and it does come with the inner, which is cool to have all the goodies, as well as this. I love the fan club sheet. This was their first album, kind of a transitional album, their first album with Phil and the lineup that you guys would know and come to know and love of Pantera, and moving, I guess, from kind of their glam rockish days into more heavier thrash metal. White label promo, and it's clean, very, very nice condition. I'm not really into Frank Zappa. I might need to give him another chance. I feel like he's another one that you either love or hate. But I'm going to listen to this and see what I think. For Junior, I get 2 Dinosaur Jr. albums from him. Swirl variant. Smith's Louder Than Bombs promo. Really, really clean condition. Just minty, which is amazing. Condition is king on these kind of albums. Singles and B-sides that weren't released in the US. The Breeders Pod, one of Kurt Cobain's favorite albums. Excited to pick this up. And a first press of Slayer. Drum roll, please. Tool. An original press, special cut pressing. I don't know when this is going to get reissued. We're all hoping and waiting for it, but for now, I'll settle for this original press. It's a tough one to get. As you can see here, there's a lot of great records that I didn't have a chance to show in the video. A lot of awesome pickups. Overall, I'm super excited and pleased with what I found at the Wenatchee Record Show. A lot of great vendors. It's a small show. It's in a smaller area, a couple hours east of the Seattle, but definitely well worth it. Probably my best haul from a record show in the past year, maybe. Better than I did at the Seattle Record Show at the Seattle Center. If you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And please leave a comment below. It really helps me out. I apologize for the audio quality during the interview part. I will try to make that better. Again, this is my first time ever doing anything like this, so I will try to make it better for you guys if I do it again in the future. If you guys want to buy records from me, a lot of these records that I showed, a majority of them, are going to be available for sale. This is what I do. I run an online record store. I sell only online on an online live stream auction platform called Whatnot. Click the link in the bio below for $15 off your first purchase. I would greatly appreciate you to give me a shot to sell you your next record. Also follow me on Instagram under Eskino's Vinyl. And take care, you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you next time.